where things just kind of work out magically for him. Like things that he couldn't possibly have known or had any control over. Things just kind of fell into place exactly how they needed to for his plans to work. Like I think Denzel Washington's a great actor, and I do think this character is a strong character, but there are times where I'm like, okay, really? This is a big spoiler warning, but the way that he gets Lucius to fight the general, which is the promise they made in the beginning where Lucius would, do his best for Macrinus as long as Macrinus delivers the general's head, the way that he eventually puts those chess pieces on the board was entirely by accident. Truly by just happenstance. Because the general was working on a plot behind the scenes that one of the people at the facility just happened to overhear, relay to one of the guys that happens to be indebted to Macrinus, who just happens to be like really easy to squeeze information out of. So he hears it and then it's like, oh, okay, I'll just go ahead and turn him in. And that's kind of how it happens. But if that plan was never in place, like if the general was never doing that plan, which Macrinus had no idea he ever was, then there would never be a way for him to have ever delivered on that deal of the general and Lucius fighting. But it worked out for him magically. But it is still cool to see it work out for him because, it's a movie. Like the plans that he creates, they're gonna come to fruition. It's just I would have liked if his plans were actually because of his like brilliant strategy. And some of them are. Like towards the end, him gaining power, he had a good plan for overall, until eventually his plan was as simple as it gets of just kill, now I'm in charge. Like that's a pretty simple plan. That's not like a galaxy brain scheme. But up until that point, like when he was gathering power in like the shadows and all that, it was pretty smart stuff that he was putting into play. Overall, I didn't regret my time watching the film or anything, but it really is just a movie that was made because the studio execs were like, we need something that'll generate money no matter what. What kind of a beloved property do we have in the back burner in the toy box collecting dust? Gladiator? Yeah, let's make a sequel for it. And then they just worked backwards from there. It was never we've got this amazing story we want to tell for Gladiator 2. It's going to be amazing. It was always just, we need a sequel to something beloved. So they did this. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, I suppose, because at least it's enjoyable. A lot of these sequels that come out so many years later are just downright unwatchable. This one is still a fun movie.
The highway meeting.
We've got passion, we've got determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's happening.
I mean, you think of who Dan is as a human and why he made Rivals. Mm-hmm. Anyone who has a love of platform fighters would never want to put Puff in. That's like your nightmare.
You say that, but he put Raster in the game.
Yeah, but Raster's not as bad. Raster does not have explode move.
Hold on. To be fair, Dan has the ultimate failsafe. You just nerf that bitch to the ground if it's true. If it gets too out of hand.
But I don't think there's ever, like, if Puff didn't have rest, yeah, I don't think people would hate Puff.
Can we talk about these void results real quick?
Yeah.
Can we talk about?
Yeah, like I do want to point out we're spending a lot of time talking about a lopsided set that won't be here until halfway through this winners round, right? Like we actually have one of the closer sets coming up right now.
Squanto
yeah,
Void.
I agree, but I think it's funny to show Void 25th against Rivals players, first against Smashers.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, one of them is Mars, who's also in this bracket.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Well, another one of them was Leo was also entered in that, right? Leo did pretty darn well at Luminosity Makes Moves Miami.
I think Void and Rivals, overrated.
Really?
Who in Rivals?
I think Void is overrated. Like, I think the layman expects Void to be because he's so good at every...
Have you played against Void yourself?
I've watched him.
I have it on good authority that he's the world's greatest gamer.
He is the world's greatest, and I believe that genuinely with my whole heart.
Yeah.
But I think people just expect him to, like, outperform, but...
I do agree with that sentiment, though. Everyone thinks Void's going to win anything. And
yo, he's the GOAT!
He's the GOAT! I was about to say, yeah, but, like, he's up against Squanto, who is known to be one of the most consistent Rondo players in the first game.
Don't disrespect my guy, Void!
See, that was Lud's deception.
You are the most fair-weather Void fan.
Hey. Day one, J-Pick. Day one. G-Pick.
It's all good. That being said, it's only the first stock, but maybe it's the second stock here too. It's always so great whenever you can throw out a hitbox and get rid of the clone and hit Forsberg at the same time. It's not an or, it's an and, right?
Oh my goodness, bro. And Void kind of picking up where he left off with that great utilization of the dare consistently.
Bro, he's so tricky with the damn clone. I think it's because he doesn't let it last for a while. It's like a dropping.
It's a
clone.
bomb. It's just he used it like a fleet wind chime almost.
Yes.
It's a heat-seeking, pop.
Yeah, or like a Zetterburn fireball or something. He's like throwing it at his opponent and then mixing up an attack or grab or. Oh.
You don't need to lie every time, right? Sometimes you play with your hands, your cards face up, and that's how you get the sneaky hit in.
I feel like Rado, more than any other character, is the undisputed king of straight hit into kill move. He is so good at that exact thing.
It's just that fair is just, it's a kind of a do-it-all. You know what I mean? Like.
I think they made his limbs freakishly long.
Oh, damn. Wow, this
Squanto answering back
quick.
so fiercely right there. Well, that was like a 20-second stock.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it started with.
we know
Probably
it
a
was
straight hit.
Yeah, it was a straight
Probably
hit.
a straight hit.
Because like once Rano gets in that driver's seat, right, he's good for the whole road trip. He doesn't ever need to take breaks.
Oh.
Gonna wait
Oh,
patiently.
nice.
Tries to floor hug that back air.
Scary, yeah.
Gets the hop with the tongue slingshot.
Oh, down air? Never in a million years, Void.
I don't know, you get that sweet hit once and then you on it forever.
I mean, even just hitting them out with downer so
Wow.
What? That's a 3-stock comeback.
That is pretty crazy.
Yep.
That's what I was telling you guys about Void earlier. It's just
He just doesn't have it.
that was close.
I just feel like in a post-Rivals 1 world where we can't wall jump out of any special fall, I think that Forsberg up B is pitiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they had to give him a modification of the side special, right?
Because he's one of the most edge guardable characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ledge holdable characters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's especially if you're on top of like his smoke, because like if he can refresh his resources by teleporting to smoke, that's where he can start getting some mix into his recovery. But a character like Rano, not only having that big sweeping forward air, but those needles as well, it's so much harder to have that persistent smoke where you need it, when you need it.
I noticed.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, I noticed a lot of pros go for pummels. Is that just because it's not worth like the 50-50 of it being broken out of?
I take the guaranteed throw most times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamble, right? You can just get the free damage, like.
I think it depends so much on what character you're playing specifically. Like, I know ZB goes for pummels, but that's because the special pummel is that cargo grab, right?
Right.
Where the payoff is so huge, but when you're
This is my
1, 2.
There's almost no way to escape once it grabs. favorite.